Out of here. Well, it's just about time for us to be out of here, but that's still a good 23 minutes away. And don't worry, I'm not going to be out of here because here I've got Shep back on the air. And you're listening to the last segment for the Sports Spotlight today. Shep, I don't know if I mentioned it to you. Um, Samara and I have started a show immediately following the Sports Spotlight right here on Radio Azad.
Yep.
So today, I thought you would be interested. Actually, Kelvin would probably be interested as well. Today, we're going to be discussing Project Hail Mary. So we watched the movie a couple of months back, and then she's reading the book right now. I think she's about maybe a quarter of the way through, a third of the way through. So we're going to be with a lot of spoilers, with ample warning at the start of the show that there will be spoilers from both perspectives in there. But yeah, we're going to be discussing that and just reading in general across the generations on From X to Z that comes on immediately after. But hey, let's get back onto the sports spotlight, and it is rapid fire time. First, I wanted to touch on, I know I've said this before, baseball doesn't even feel like we need to follow baseball anymore because it's the Raiders and it's everybody else. Now, the
I'm sorry, the
Milwaukee
who?
I said the Raiders, Dodgers.
Gotcha.
I'm still in NFL mode, and I'm still in old time NFL mode when the Raiders were in LA. No, the LA Dodgers. So it's the Dodgers and everybody else except the Milwaukee Bucks have
I was
been.
about to say the Brewers have a better record and a better run differential.
The
At least there's
Brewers
that.
do. The Brewers do. They might give them a run for their money. I hope they do. I think it will be better for the the
It'd be good
the
for the
league.
sport. I mean, we can talk about the financial shenanigans of the Dodgers.
Uh, I still I'm dumbfounded that you let an organization sign the best player in the league and defer 500 to a $600 million contract and let them defer 590 million of that. Uh, why do you even have any semblance of a financial cap? I know they don't have
Bobby
necessarily.
Bonilla raises his hand,
Yeah, it's.
but there was no cap then.
Yep. But it's just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I was dumbfounded when that came out. I mean, they've always had small partial deferments, but I think the Dodgers are a franchise who said, "I will do everything in my power, no matter how unethical, as long as it's within the the, the letter of the rules." I,
Yeah.
that was not the intention of the rules. Like that's just ridiculous because it directly allowed them to sign him and then go after the best pitcher in Yamamoto immediately after. And of course, Yamamoto has been a dominant force for them as well. So it's ridiculous, but still, yeah. Wanted to talk a little bit about the Brewers and what they're doing because I think everyone outside of LA is hoping that the Brewers knock him out and don't even let them get to the World Series, much less being able to win a World Series. I take it you're in that camp.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would like it to be the Braves, but I think the Brewers have a better shot than the Braves, right?
Yep.
So, and I also like the Cubs. Something the
The
Cubs are going
Cubs
to
are a
make the
feel good
playoffs.
story, right?
The Cubs are always, hey, it's hard to root against the Cubbies unless you're a Cardinals fan, right?
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I just don't want to see the Dodgers win because it's just chalk, right? It's hey, they've spent the most money, they win, right?
Yep.
And not just the most money, but the most money by it's like if we were watching the '80s movies where they always had the class warfare type of protagonist, except this time the spoiled rich kid wins at the end.
Yeah.
And that's as opposed to the plucky lower class kid or gal, getting the victory at the end. This one is just, yes, Thurston the third wins. Congratulations.
It's as if Billy Zapka had won the tournament at the end, right?
Oh, what a goal by Liverpool!
All right, I thought you were marveling at the reference here, the Karate Kid reference, but
no. I mean, it was a great, but it's a great reference. However, I'm in the background watching the Newcastle Liverpool game, and Liverpool's Cody Gakpo just scored from maybe 30 yards up.
Wow,
closer than that. It was probably 24.
Was it a breakaway? Was it a one-on-one with the
No,
keeper?
It was he was allowed way too much space outside of the box and just put his foot through it. It skimmed in along the ground, and the keeper into the corner. The keeper just couldn't get it. I mean, it was a really good shot.
Okay. Well, so speaking of that, I did say this was going to be rapid fire. Let's run through. We're going to be, we're going to be swiveling the spotlight all over the place. But right now, soccer is a good topic. Let's talk about the opening weekend of the Premier League, specifically the Man U loss to the newly promoted Hull City. How did that happen?
So Hull City, they were. For those of you who don't know, they were promoted via winning the championship playoffs. So the top two teams in England's second tier automatically get promoted. Mm-hmm. The third team is one of teams 3 through 6. They play a playoff to see who's going to win. And Hull was the 6th place team, and they won the playoff, and so they got promoted. And they haven't spent as much money as the other two promoted teams, specifically Coventry City, who won the league. And they came out to Manchester United, where they have not beat United in the top tier, or I guess in league play, since 1974.
Yeah.
And they won 2-0 because they out-muscled and out-fought United. And United's new midfield that they bought looks really discombobulated. It may take them some time to settle in.
Yeah.
And we'll see where the two teams finish by the end of the season. I have suspicions that United will be ahead of Hull. It would be shocking if they weren't. But for one day, they were better, and they fully deserved that 2-0 win. They just they were organized. United was reduced to just hopeful crosses most of the game. And Hull stood tall. They went up 2-0 in the first half. And the last 60 minutes of the game were just them daring United to find a way through their in-the-box defense. And they couldn't. And, it was one of a couple of odd results so far, because you had that one, but you also had Tottenham, who just spent, they just barely avoided relegation last year. They spent £250 million, okay, $250 million.
Wow.
To lose 3-0 in their opening game to Brentford. Now, early days, right? You have to have time for the team to settle in. But given how poorly they played last year, and their relegation fight went to the literal last day of the season, their fans did not want to see that be the first game of the season after they spent so much money, especially since Arsenal easily dispatched Coventry City 3-0 on Friday. Arsenal being the great rivals of Tottenham.
Yeah.
And so, you had that odd result. And then this morning, Aston Villa, whose roster was rated by bigger teams, lost 4-0 to Brighton and Hove Albion. And, and right while we were talking, Newcastle just scored. So now they're up 2-1 on Liverpool.
Wow. All right. I'm going to pose a question that I think I'm going to be posing to you until it changes, because I want to see when it changes. So I'm just going to keep doing it every week. Is Arsenal the team to beat again?
And with the caveat of assuming they stay healthy, they are the team to beat. They're the best team in the Premier League. They're the second best team in Europe.
All right.
And if PSG played in the Premier League, Arsenal would beat them too. It's just that PSG plays in France, so they can rest their starters half the season. And so when Arsenal plays PSG in the Champions League, Arsenal is going to be out of gas and PSG will be fully energized. But yeah, Arsenal is the best team in the Premier League.
All
They're
right.
really, really good.
We're going to quickly swivel the spotlight. Before we do, I got to tell our listeners real quick, if you are looking for insurance that actually works for you, then it's time to switch. At Sonata Inc. and Humera Jumani Insurance, they bring you powerful, affordable coverage for your home, auto, health, Medicare, life, and business, all tailored to fit your needs. Own a hotel, motel, gas station? They've got specialized plans built specifically for your business, so you're covered where it matters most. No one size fits all, no confusion, no wasted money, just smart, reliable protection designed around you. Sonata Inc. Insurance that fits you. Call Humera Jumani of Sonata Inc. at 972-863-7772 and get covered the right way. All right. We're now shining the spotlight on to the world of soccer. So look, the World Cup is over, but what's this about 6 Nordic football associations having a withdrawn confidence in Infantino? Is this
Well, yeah,
going to go anywhere?
I don't know. FIFA politics are murky at best. FIFA politics is probably the dirtiest politics in the world, like internationally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's awe-inspiring how corrupt FIFA is, right? And Infantino certainly deserves a vote of no confidence, but whether or not this is going to push him out, I don't know. I suspect that some of the other behind-the-scenes powers are going to tell him to take his golden parachute, and they'll just replace him with somebody else who does what they want him to do, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen, but I wouldn't put any money on it.
Okay.
Look, Manny's not here to defend them, but the global South and the numbers they have of votes in FIFA are really, and the fact that so many of the elites in the global South want their share of the world soccer pie,
Yeah,
really distorts a lot of the governorship. There's no other way to put that, and it's kind of an uncomfortable thing to discuss. Is a lot of these people are just stealing money that's supposed to go to lesser developed nations.
yeah,
They're just lining their pockets.
yep. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if there's any fallout from that, or if it's just wasted breath by the 6 Nordic associations who have withdrawn confidence in him. But yeah, look, if there is fallout, it probably could not happen to a worse person. Everything about him is shady and questionable, not just with in the context of finances, dealing with the finances around FIFA, but also his political affiliations. So
His political affiliations have nothing to do with any ideology outside of just make money corruptly.
Yeah,
that's it. Like
Yep.
there's no real political affiliations for Infantino. So it's not right wing, not left wing, not in the middle. He's just
about
straight up
making money or stealing money.
for him and his cronies. Like
Yep.
it's like saying there's a political affiliation to the Yakuza.
Fair. All right. Let's we'll see if there's any fallout that actually sticks to him here. But let's swivel again. Let's take the spotlight over to tennis. Hey, Cincinnati Open. We're going to have a first-time champ at Cincinnati. We've got the finals, men's finals, taking place today. It's here we go. So the men's finals is going to take place first, and then the women's final takes place later today. The women's final is an all-American affair, and big names too. The Pegula girl, I forget her first name, the Pegula family. She is the 3rd seed she's going to be playing Coco Golf. So two Americans competing for the women's singles title. Coco Golf is projected to be a winner, close 57%, so not overwhelmingly. Now, on the men's side, we've also got an American representing, but he's going to be opposing. I think he's French, so I probably will mispronounce his last name. Phils or Feel or Phils, or I don't know. Maybe the S is silent. They have a lot of silent S's, but they're going to be playing, and the Frenchman is projected to win by a substantial margin, 65-35. But I'm going to be pulling for Tiafoe to pull this out for the U.S. as we head into the U.S. Open coming up. So that's the tennis world. What else we have? I actually, I wanted to talk about that in the third segment, but here we are. Have you been following the WNBA any?
Tangentially, I've seen Miles has done a lot of scoring. Right, I've seen some of the officiating controversy. They have really bad officials.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're biased per se, but they're pretty awful. I mean, like, I'm glad I don't have a rooting interest in the WNBA, because I would probably have a stroke, given how inconsistent and bad the officiating is.
So, as bad as, and we've talked about, right, the NFL officials, the NBA officials for sure. But yes, the WNBA.
The NFL officials are Solomon the Wise compared to the WNBA officials.
Yes and no. So my take is that the WNBA officials just seem to be incompetent. They're either incompetent or they're
I hope
being,
they're incompetent.
right, or they're being given clear instructions on how to officiate individual players. Like, it's not even about, it doesn't seem to be about a deeper conspiracy of trying to promote a team or letting a team win. It's more about uh, I don't know. There's either bad direction or there's
I
lack of
truly hope
control.
that it's just incompetence,
Yeah,
because if it's not, that means that the NBA hates the golden goose, who's Caitlin Clark, because
the
she's been
WNBA,
officiated
yeah.
horribly this year.
Yep.
I mean,
Ex-
the video evidence of it is just, I mean, she's getting mugged every game.
Yeah.
And if she breathes near an opposing player, she gets called for a foul. And if she complains, she gets a tech. It's been really bad. And then her teammate, Sophie Cunningham, is because she's spoken up about it. I can't help but think the officials are upset about her speaking up about it,
Yeah.
because she's getting officiated pretty harshly too.
Yep. So that's the thing. They're either incompetent or there's a lack of control or there's a direct, like, I don't know. I don't have an insight. I don't know what it is. It's either
just
the
hope it's
league telling
competence.
them to do something, it's the officials deciding to do something and there's no control against it, or it's incompetence. And it's probably the latter there. The NBA officials, like, the way they officiate things, it makes me question if there isn't a directive being given.
Look,
That's a whole different thing. Like, there's,
I stopped watching the NBA
yeah,
for years after that Miami Heat, Dallas and Habs series, where Dwayne Wade was just gifted a championship
in 2006. Oh, geez.
Yeah, and then I actually stopped again a little bit after the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James won a championship, because that was just crooked. What happened to the Golden State Warriors and the way the officiating changed in that series,
Yeah.
that was awful. Like, I know that the LeBron James fans out there, Manny, if you're listening, I'm sorry. He didn't deserve that championship. I mean, just full stop, did not deserve that championship.
Yeah, look, Kyrie had a great series. LeBron himself had a really good series, but
So did the officials for Cleveland.
after being down
the entire
3-1.
way
Yeah.
Cleveland was allowed to do anything they wanted on defense. Right? They could just hold someone.
It definitely, for me, while watching it now.
Like I was a neutral between those two teams.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, right?
Yep.
My NBA team is the Atlanta Hawks, so I have the ability to watch the playoffs free of influence.
In perpetuity.
Yeah, I mean, so that, whatever. I don't have a horse in that race, and it was awful. The Heat Mavs series was awful. I mean, it was just.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there. I was like, if I were Mark Cuban, I would have paid an investigative journalist to go after the refs.
Look,
to figure out why it is they threw that series.
I felt the same way about the championship 3 years ago. The Celtics over the Mavs. They they basically. I'll go back. I'll go back.
If they'd have called it a tighter series, the Mavs would have won more.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, 'cause Boston was allowed to just destroy Luka.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I won't say the Mavs definitely would have won, but what they allowed, that was worse than the Patriots mugging of the Colts wide receivers back in. I mean, it was just flabbergasting. I'm watching it, and I don't know if I told you, I actually, we talk about not betting on sports. I actually did put a wager on Game 4 and did pretty well because I was 100% sure the way the finals had gone. I was 100% sure they were going to stop allowing them to mug Luka for that one game, and the Mavs were going to win, and they did. And that just solidified my argument that the whole thing was just questionable in its legitimacy.
Yeah. So, I don't know how else to put that. Like, the NFL has, it's harder to officiate the NFL than it is the NBA.
It is.
Because the contact is fast and furious. The contact, like, it's a violent game. There's, jiu-jitsu going on every play along the line, plus the contact nature, even on the outside. It's just harder to officiate the NFL. The NBA, there's a lot more space, and the way they call games often determines who wins in the playoffs.
Exactly.
It just does.
It does. And it's unfortunate because it's killing the sport. I think it is. I know the money keeps rolling in. I know the TV contracts keep rolling in, so maybe they don't care, but it's killing the sport. Maybe not financially, but hey, we have gotten to the end of our road. So Shep, wonderful conversation today. Thank you again for taking the time, helping me shine the spotlight on all aspects of the sports world. We'll talk next Sunday.
All right, man. Enjoy the next show.
Will do. Thank you. All right. That was Shep. This is the Sports Spotlight. We're signing off, but after this break, I'll be back with Samara with From X to Z, talking about Project Hail Mary. Come on back.
You are listening to Radio Azad on KDXX 107.9 FM